We have food over here. Soup. I hate soup. There's a piece of bread and some butter in packets, too. Let's look at the food. This will keep me alive, but it might destroy my will to live. Let's try the soup. It's thick, bland, and somehow grainy. Probably celery or something. Let's pocket the butter. Butter might need the energy later, yeah? Let's eat the rest. And now I can knock on there again. Oh, there's a toilet here. I think I'm going to be sick. Because I ate the soup? Hopefully not. Yes? Your name is Belle. Yes, how did you know? The tests have given me mind-reading powers. Oh, I guess it was inscribed in the book of the cover of the book? I haven't looked at it in a while. Bloodworth gave it to you. And now I'm giving it to you. Maybe you'd have preferred a radio or something, but not much signal here. I prefer a key. Or more painkillers. I know it's not much, but maybe you'll find something in the book you can use. Please, tell me who you are, really. I suppose I owe you that much. Where to start? I'm a scientist. But there aren't many scientists like me. Because of your kind? Exactly. But Clarissa doesn't care what society says my kind are fit for. So Clarissa lets you do what you love? Exactly. I get to live out my calling, and maybe eventually prove my kind is capable of just as much as the others. Nice, but you're still working for a criminal. Is it that simple? The apes are the biggest crooks in the city, and they're in charge. Clarissa does more for people like me than the apes have ever done. Clarissa kills people and sells their flesh to the apes. What are you talking about? Why would she do that? For her own gain. For power. Even if that's true, and it's that simple, I'm sure she has a good reason for it. Whoa, you're in love with her. Maybe, but I remember what my life was like before her. I felt like I was a slave to society. All you did was get a prettier master. Easy to say for someone who's never had a master at all. I suppose. I need to rest. As you wish. Thank you. I need to resist this. Fuck! Yeah, there's nothing you can do to resist. It's not a matter of will. It's a matter of what your body does. Movies do it a lot. Where it's like, oh, he's just so strong. He resists this chemical or resists his heart attack or a bullet shot. No, it doesn't matter. You can be the strongest person in the world. It's just, you know, chemistry is what it is. And blood loss is what it is, for that matter. That's a centrifugal thing. That's for DNA testing, I think. Right. Yes, Miss Bloodworth? The artifact is responding to tests. Of course, I'll be very careful. It was all for nothing. The act of existing is enough. There is only change. What are we becoming? One with the past incarnations of self. One with the visions of future never lived. One with a myriad of identities we've chosen and those that were chosen for us. We are one. I need to get out today. I refuse to die here. I don't know that I'm gonna. There's a sink here. It's a dirty toilet with a sink on top of it. And we can soak the bandage in water. Maybe this will help. Now, what should I do with it? Leave. I don't know. There's a bed, and I can listen in. It's stained with stiff... it's stained and stiff with blood. My blood. Oh, crap. Let's listen in. Come on, I know you're there. Howard, how are you feeling? What do you think? I can only imagine. In any case, please get ready for the next round of tests. We'll start soon. You're complicit. I know. I'm not asking for forgiveness. This is my work, and it has to be done. We are ready. See? The artifact and Howard are one. Please try and eat. It's important. Yum! Looks like a small chunk of overcooked fish with undercooked rice. I'm gonna ponder the food. Things go in us. Are we what we contain? At least it's not soup. I'm gonna look at it in disgust. This meal looks upsetting. Somehow I'm not hungry. Interesting. It's a mixture of we and I. I'm gonna close my eyes and put some in my mouth. The fish feels like wet toilet paper, and the rice is kinda crunchy. You try to focus on absorbing the nutrients and forgetting the taste. I'm gonna force it down. Ack! I'm gonna investigate mouth. Oh, there's a serious fish bone here that could have killed me. I'm gonna keep it, the fish bone. Why am I like this? Abandon the, quote, food, unquote. Whatever happens, I need to make sure the gas doesn't knock me out. We have a dinner tray here. We have a vent. What is the dinner tray for? My weapon of choice is what it is. So we have a lot of things in here. We have a small metal food tray, feels fairly solid. We have a long, thin, and sturdy filling fish bone with a bent tip at one end. Gross. We have a swath of slightly breathable fabric. It doesn't smell great. And we have a small packet of butter. A feather shed by the messenger geezer, so soft, but the quill is thick and strong. Yeah, they're kind of magical, the bird feathers are. A small black biro pen that fell out of the scientist's pocket. And a nice, woody, dry-looking kindling should help make a nice fire, or maybe a broom. I think that's from before, so it probably isn't gonna matter. And we have a vent here. The gas will start leaking out in out of it any moment. So I could tie the wet bandage over my mouth like a mask. That might work, but because it's a gas, it probably won't. Maybe I'll stuff the soaking bandage into the vent. I think the mask might be better. Can I do the vent, though? That sounds like that would block it. That would block some of the gas from coming in the first place. Yeah. The alternative is to wrap it around my face. If it's tight around my mouth and nose, it should be effective at blocking the gas particles and buy me some time. Let's wrap the wet bandage around my face. I don't feel too bad. I sure hope this works. There's a door. It's locked tight with a padlock. The door is locked, obviously. Do I have anything I could try to pick the lock with? To attempt that, I need two long tools. The feather and the fishbone might work. Wow. They would not. They would break. But sure. I think I've seen this done on TV. How hard could it be? It could be very hard. It is very difficult. I mean, once you know how to do it, it isn't necessarily, but sure. If I remember correctly, I've got to create tension on the cylinder first. Let's insert the feather's quill and rotate gently. I misclicked. I did a double click there. Now I've got to find the seized pin in the lock by wriggling the fishbone. And I'm gonna push up the lock spin until you find the seized one. This is a description of lockpicking. It is more or less that. Gently pry the pin up until it clicks, and then keep the tension with the quill until... Bingo, I can't believe that worked, damn. The door is now unlocked, except for the fact that you do this for all the pins, possibly multiple times. Because, you know, they're all seized. When you rotate the what is the thing? The cylinder, yeah. When you rotate the cylinder, all the pins in a pin lock basically get stuck. But the thing is, when you push them up, or down, or whatever direction it is, when you push them up with the other tool, you know, you have the tool that's the... What's the name for the thing? The tension. The tension tool, the tension wrench or whatever. So the thing that rotates the cylinder, and then you have the pick itself. And so basically you touch the pins one at a time, And when you push them up, they feel very light, if they're not seized. If they are seized, though, you can tell because they don't go up at all, or they go very difficult. So what you do, basically, is you relieve a little bit of the tension on the cylinder, and then use that relief to allow the pins to move up until they get stuck, basically. And then you continue applying pressure to the cylinder, and you see what next pins are stuck again, and you do that multiple times. There are simple things to make this technique not work, and a lot of locks have things like tumble, or what's the word? They basically have pins that are traps, and so this technique, well, it depends on the quality of the lock, but this technique might require a lot of more precision than a novice might have, especially with a goose feather and a fishbone. But still, yeah, you do that multiple times. I'll grease the hinges of the door with butter in case it squeaks. Okay, that's greased up. Can't be too careful, and I'm gonna step away. Okay, the gas, I think, stopped. Let me just make sure there's nothing else for me to pick. And we are gonna open the door. Belle hasn't noticed you yet. Belle. How are you conscious? Did the artifact somehow? We are the artifact. I know you must hate me, but please don't hurt me. I can... We are past hating. You don't have much time left. I think you should know that. Tell Mom that we loved her. Okay, you'll need these keys to get out of here. We want to see the test results. It won't help. It's mostly raw data, and they need analyzing, comparing. We need to see them. The files are on the computer over there, Howard. I'm so sorry. Goodbye. I don't understand the end of this shit. In the blackboard. Where's the computer? There's so many computer. Too much computer. Where's the computer? Oh, the testing booth. I should smash this all up, but I'm so tired. I don't know where the computer is. I mean, I do. Oh. Oh, she came back here. There's the terminal. And I can leave. Belle Louise Carson. Or Carson. Test day 1. First suite of tests aimed to work towards an understanding of patient's psychological state through pain threshold and response. Initial tests concluded patient has a far higher, broader pain tolerance than average subjects, along with a massive spike in aggression hormones. Full data range below. This set of tests aim to establish a basic framework for understanding the artifact's effect on healing factors and motor control. Our initial conclusion is that in the subject, at least, the artifact has rapidly begun breaking down certain neural pathways while strengthening certain parasympathetic nervous systems. Day 3 aims of the third test suite will be to isolate RNA and DNA functions and relationships. If patient does not survive, we will perform autopsy and attempt to recontain the artifact for further study. Then a readme for 20k by Are you me? Are we us? Wait. What? Am I, who am I am. Look into extant data on psychological trauma linked to neuropathy, correlation, theses, psychosomatic impact on artifact. Also study effect of immune response to common viruses of those exposed to extra-wall environment compared to intra-wall. City has immunosuppressant effect. Why? We are, says we. Tests continue. There are not many of us left. Time is running out, but hope perseveres. I persevere. We cannot let the line end here. Change is preferable to annihilation. We are all our genes. Our genes are all we are. We are. Yeah, these are me. And the tell is because it's 420 and 69, I think. it isn't her writing this. It was bizarre seeing the growth today. It sits on the subject's shoulders like a hoodie or something. Today's tests proved that his pain tolerance is well above average, and I believe it. He's been walking around with that thing on him for days, and he still hasn't dropped. It's a shame we couldn't track the effect it's had on him from the start, and sometimes I wonder how much of that tolerance is him, and how much is the artifact. Subject seems to be suffering nightmares. He groans, twists, and turns, even whispers to himself in his sleep. I guess if he is sleeping at all, like he's having an imaginary argument with himself. He might not have much time left. Even if I were to let him out now, he wouldn't last long. In a way, he's better off here. Of course, he doesn't see it that way. Yes, we are, says Howard. We're wasting time here. These numbers and letters are inconsequential. We must go. We must become. We must be. And that's 128 kilobytes. Actually, it would be kilobits, because it's lowercase b. So it's kilobits. Which is not a measure, usually. And then we have note. Must go, we are, must be. His name is Howard. I don't know why I wanted to mark that down, but I felt compelled to. His name is Howard. Yeah, but I can't do anything else here. Bell. Dang it. This is just a warehouse or something. There's like a hook above, although that could also be the machinery used for science. Hello, Clarissa. Minister, I trust you're well? I'm fine, Bloodworth. Just busier than usual. Is the next delivery still on track? What made you think that it's not? I haven't heard from you in a week. Anything on your mind? No more than usual? I must inform you that a most peculiar incident has occurred. Someone broke into my office. Any clues who could have tipped them off? Oh, my condolences. Clarissa, speak directly now. Do you have any information concerning who could have done such a thing? I do not. All right, I believe you. For now. Minister, we are partners. I don't understand where this is coming from. If you hear something on the grapevine, let me know, please. This could impact us both. How come? My papers are missing. Some pertaining to our partnership. Of course, I will remain vigilant. Goodbye, Clarissa. Have a wonderful evening, Minister. So we're playing with... not with... as Clarissa now. I did not expect that, honestly. Let's enter the bar. Do I remember this area? Was Howard here ever? It seems the bar is closed. Renee. Dang it. I won't be intimidated, you know? Oh, actually, it's Renee saying that. I'm just not used to playing as Clarissa. I won't be intimidated, you know, she says. I'm not trying to intimidate you. So being summoned at gunpoint is your idea of friendly? It was the only way I could guarantee you'd come. You're not used to people turning you down, are you? Suze, thank you. You can go. How did you find me? She asks. Some junkie let slip your name to one of my dealers. Bloodworth, you need to tell me what you know about Howard. Now. He's infected with a DNA splicing organism. What organism? What do you mean? It rapidly rewrites and mutates DNA. What? Where did it come from? My theory is that it was found beyond the wall. Fuck, Clarissa, please just tell me what happened to Howard. Did you hurt him? He escaped. You didn't follow him? He's alive. Where? I think he is. We could look for him, you and I. You're not that fucking smart if you think I'll do anything with you. Is this why you brought me here? Mr. Lotor is gone. You need a new partner. I knew you were crazy, but you think I want to work with a mob boss that conspired with the ruling elite to eat the innocent? You don't know the whole story. I'd love to hear it, but I wonder how reliable the narrator will be. These were not great people. Rapists, abusers, wife-beaters. Even scum doesn't deserve to be eaten. It's not true, but it's over now. You want me to pat you on the shoulder? You're smart, careful, and your ambition is limitless. Like mine. Stop with this. Tell me what you want from me. I want to bring down the apes and their wall. Excuse me? And I need someone to stir up a revolution. You. Are you out of your fucking mind? No, just furious. Do you mean to literally bring down the wall? The wall is stifling us. We're all decaying inside of it. The wall is there for a reason. There's nothing but death beyond it. I know what the wall is a metaphor for. That's why it felt so weird. The wall doesn't... It's not... Huh. What a lovely metaphor. Let's see if it is. Let's see if what I'm thinking is true. The wall doesn't come across immediately as a metaphor. And the metaphors that it does come across are a little bit too literal and a little bit too dispersed, if they are to be literal, that it really doesn't come across as a, metaphor, as something that is a stand-in for real world. But it is a stand-in for the real world. Anyway, let's see where this goes. Clarissa is gonna say the apes are exploring out there. It's safe. What? Renee says. What are you saying? People can live out there by their own rules. And you know this how? The technology that infected Lotor, it was found there. Oh, and I had a tunnel built. Comes out far away from the wall. I can take you there if you'd like. I don't understand. You were working with the apes? How exactly do you think things will improve when they're not in power? Women won't have to murder their way into a life of comfort. I can't really argue with that. The revolution will happen suddenly, like waking up screaming from a nightmare. That'll just give the military and the police the excuse they need to hit back even harder. People will die. Violently. I've caused cracks in their ranks already. They can be widened. It's a lofty ambition for a murderous drug pimp. You already have power, why risk it on something like this? It's not real power. I want the real thing. Freedom. I'll just be helping install you as a dictator, says Renee. Which... No. That's... I mean, it might be true, but that is not what Clarissa is saying. Is it? She did start off... Or, I chose that line. I started off as saying that I needed her, people like her, and stuff like that, so... Yeah, maybe the undertone of the dialogue here is that she becomes apparently the dictator of the outside wall or something. Or even... Or everywhere, really. Let's go with this one. That's the last thing I want. And what's in it for me? I risk everything by trusting you. And do you expect me to forgive you? You get to change the world. Maybe for the worse. Or maybe it changes to me no longer being in it. Have you considered you may be delusional? I'm sure men have called you that, but you didn't listen. Well, Bloodworth, this has been delightful. Can I go now, or was there something else? Of course. Think it over. You have 2 days. And if I miss the deadline, then I will leave you alone. I trust you to make the right choice. Bloodworth, I still think you're a conniving piece of shit, but I'm not saying no. Be sure I'll tell you my thoughts one way or another. Take the time you need. This is the biggest decision of your life. This is the boss talking. Renee, at last. It's been easier to get a table for two at Dorsia than to get hold of you. The invitation is still open, by the way. The oysters are to die for. Something came up. Personal. What was so important you couldn't even speak to me? How's the latest draft of the chapter on my... it's the one that writes... It's the editor. How's the latest draft of the chapter on my department coming along, by the way? Yeah, we need to talk about that. Oh, do we now? You know I hate to constrain your creativity, but there comes a time when one must stop perfection from being the enemy of good enough. I'm done. I can't write this book anymore. Renee, are you suffering from one of your episodes? I'm not paying you to write a literary masterpiece. Just stick to the plan and get some words on the page. I've had a better offer. I quit. You can't be serious. The others know not to poach one another's projects. You can tell me who it was, I'll protect you, or we can discuss the pay. So this is an ape. It's not another ape. Actually, this is... I'm just gonna try to say who is it. Try to steer away from saying who it is. Money's not the issue here. I need freedom. Renee, you're nothing without me. You had one failed book, and now you have the chance for greatness. You'll never have someone like me on your side again. With you, I'd just be a puppet, chasing after scraps of recognition. And you still are! I hope you enjoy your childish new fancy while it lasts, and while you last. Threaten me all you want, I have been through the fire. Fire? What do you know about fire? You're a pampered failed writer with no idea how the world really works. We'll soon see. We have a sofa, we have a window, a beautiful day outside, and now we're controlling Renee. No time to relax. Howard's letter. She didn't receive it when she talked to Clarissa. Howard's letter to me. He didn't say where he was. Perhaps he didn't know? I'm gonna think about the note. Oh, no, she did. She did read it. Okay. It was brave of him not to be sentimental, to warn me. Now I know where we were right about Science City, but at what cost? He could still be alive. You didn't deserve this, my friend. Clarissa said people could live over the wall. Who knows? Maybe there are others there, and Howard will find them. Is it all my fault? I convinced him to go to Science City, made him feel it was our last chance. It's my fault, and so I have to make him proud. Either way, I'll finish what we started. What would you think about Bloodworth's offer, Howard? I really wish I could ask you. At least he knew I was looking for him. Fuck, Howard. Why didn't you come back to me yet? Okay, I have things I should be doing. I wonder if that was a decision to think about that letter rather than anything else, or doing other things. Let's make tea. A cup of tea will make me feel better before the call. Hibiscus tea. Let's go with it. The same one he made for me. My favorite. We shared only a couple of days together, yet everything reminds me of him. Why do I miss him? We had a real connection. It's rare. It's gone now, maybe forever, but it gave me hope. That things could be different. That there is future. I will hold on to it. Yep. Hope. That's why you miss him. It's time. I wasn't 100% sure that it was the same tea. I tried to be the same tea. But it is a word that looks like biscuit, and it isn't. And so I couldn't remember it. Okay, let's call Howard's mom. Come on, Renee, you can do this. You owe it to him. Let's call Howard's mum. Beep. Beep. That's the as far as I remember, I haven't heard that ringtone in a long, long time. But as far as I remember, that is the call waiting tone that I try to imitate there. It's my duty. I'll wing it like he always did. Beep, beep. Fuck. Come on. Hello? Who is this? Helen Lotor? My name is Renee Wilson. This is concerning your son. We are here. We are all who suffered. What's the use in lamenting? The end is built into the beginning. We come into existence and then we come out of it. We used to be a man. A million glimmering identities, all fighting for control over one another. What became of this man? What happened to us all? We became a miserable husk of rotting flesh, full of bitter regret. Separate ourselves into atoms and pull by the threads of origin. Follow their path from the moment of conception and up until the nowness. What do we see? The definition of inescapable. What happened once will happen again. Reconciliation of past forms in lives not yet lived. Things that happened, things that are bound to happen. The humming harmony of a being in perpetual becoming. We are afraid. When the landscape of the past and future in its dizzying complexity is laid out in front of us, what would our choice be? There's no choice. The choice is made. We become, and we persevere. We change. We can't escape the pain. Let the pain become us. Revel in its beauty. We change, but we change nothing. Somewhere, we change, but we change nothing. What is the artifact? It's difficult. The artifact dialogue is the hardest thing to pierce through and to understand. I don't know. This is the outside of the wall, by the way. I would imagine. I can't go back, by the way. It doesn't let me. I tried to go towards the house, or whatever that was. I didn't actually pay attention. I'm looking at Howard. At us. What is this? Just some shrubbery. There's a... like a... aeolic generator? In the background. No, things are fading in. The ruins of a city. And trees. Yeah. The sun is rising. Oh, it was hazy because it was like early morning. It's all broken. The sun just stays there. Yeah, I don't know that is actually a windmill or whatever. It's not really a mill, because, you know, for it to be a mill. Oh, dang it. Oh, it's growing. I think. It consumed him. I don't think Howard made it. Apparently there's an Act 5.
The valueless are trooping round, gathering, putting value on me, living in peace with the enemy. The next war is already over and will never appear. No more fear. Keep getting older, but stay sober. Vigilant will keep getting slower. All the nasty irritant is ready to go for it. Demo-militant, demo-critical, demo-criminal, demo-asking for imprisonment. Well, we are infinite. The happiness is imminent, innocent, yeah, but intimate, difficult to implement, but still is magnificent. We're all participants, overwhelmed, but still insignificant. All that I ask is that you stay with me. The wolves are here to protect us from wild and free. All that I ask is that you stay with me. Someday we may put our feet in the dangerous sea. Take off your glasses, fill the glass, it'll help us to see down below. Take it slow. All that I ask is that you stay with me. All there is still sun running and running with it. Stay with me. The wolves are here to protect us from wild and free. All that I ask is that you stay with me. Someday we may put our feet in the dangerous sea. Take off your glasses, fill the glass, it'll help us to see down below. Take it slow. All that I ask is that you stay with me. While there is still sun running and running within. The valueless corrupt me with fame. It's all the same, so meta and lame. I read the news, I hear the noise. I hear the noise. Being woke is the new white. Being broke is my social right. Get rich and unite. They get hyped. We eat well and be tight. We're gonna be being modest, corporate, honest, pinky promise. I don't care. Everyone is seeking solace, trashing profits. I don't care. Wallets, profits, oldest, then hottest, run for us. I don't care. They all still fight and I'm still scared. Take off your glasses, feeling glass will help us to see down below. Take it slow. All that I ask is that you stay with me. While there is still sun running and running within.
I don't know if there's gonna be post-credit scenes, but did you pay attention to the lyrics of that song? It's kind of some of the lines are harder to understand than others, obviously, but I'm gonna try and find out. If I find out if there's lyrics online, I'll post them in the comments. But yeah, let me see if there are post-credit scenes. Skip cutscene, yes. Thank you, all the Patreon backers. Not Patreon. Oh? Yeah, not Patreon. The Kickstarter backers, that's the one. And there it is. That is Backbone. Act 5 is just the end. I don't think there is life outside the wall. I don't know. Was it because of what I chose? That last option? I wonder. Because I was being very defeatist, which I think was more or less the tone that I left Howard at. And maybe that is the reason why it consumed him. I don't know. Anyway, that is going to be that for Backbone. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you in another Let's Play. Bye-bye.